Scattergories. Vickie Kelty here with another fluency tip to help keep your English speaking seriously fun. And today's tip is all about the game Scattergories. If you've never played before, basically you are given well, in my case, because I have the game, I'm given this little like folder that has inside a list of the categories. And there are 12 categories in the original game, or the version that I have that I got for a whopping $3 at a garage sale. It was missing a couple of pieces. I don't have the dice, the really cool dice with all the letters on it, and I don't have the even cooler timer, but I make it work. And you have these categories, okay? So 12 categories. I'm going to give you a couple of not ideas of them, but I'm going to tell you some of the categories at the end here so you can see if you can think of any answers for yourself. But you're given these categories, you roll the dice, and whatever letter the dice says is the letter that you have to try to think of the answer. So if, for example, they gave you the category pizza toppings and your letter was, in this case, one of the letters I had was letter S. Nice. Like S is one of the best letters to get, in my humble opinion. So you have the letter S and you try to think, what pizza toppings start with the letter S? So depending on what you put on your pizza, you can get really creative, or you could go with maybe what you might consider standard pizza toppings. So I might put sausage or salami, or I wouldn't put cilantro because that doesn't start with an S, it starts with a C. But I could put, I was going to say seahorse. I don't know. Maybe somebody likes to eat little seahorses. I kind of hope not, because I don't know. It kind of makes me sad. They're so cute. What other things could we put on a pizza that starts with the letter S? That's my first challenge for you. Think of some more stuff for me. So you just put down one answer, one answer for each, do it before the timer ends, and voila, maybe you will be the winner of the round. In fact, this is going to be the first game that we are playing for the July game event. So if you want to practice your English vocabulary, sign up and come join the July game event. Guaranteed fun English learning times. We will be using the original game. So we're not going to use an adapted version. These games are for fluent users, and that is what you are are striving to feel more like if you don't quite feel there yet. So that's what the game events are going to support you with. And let's talk more about Scattergories and how you can use them on your own. So if you aren't coming to the game event, you can still have fun and practice languages, specifically English, if you're an English learner, with Scattergories. What I like to do for Spanish practice or French practice, I haven't done it for German yet, maybe someday, but I like to, sometimes I take the official game here that I have and I just use, so like I said before, pizza toppings, I would just use pizza toppings, although that's not in Spanish, but I would give my answers in Spanish, right? Another thing that I do for French, where I don't have as much vocabulary in French as I do in Spanish, is so like with Spanish, I'm really trying to push myself and give myself a challenge. So I'm doing what I like to call Fluent User Level of playing the game. So I'm like, yes, challenge yourself, Vickie. What can you come up with at this level of the language? And if there are any words that I can't come up with once the timer has finished, then I just go look in a dictionary and see what the dictionary can share for ideas and expand my vocabulary that way. Sometimes with the pressure of the timer, I don't think of the word right at that moment, but then I can think of it later. And for me, that also counts because I'm just playing against myself. So like, I don't know. I'm not going to be cruel. It's supposed to be fun. And with French, what I do is I adapt it. So I give myself easier categories where I have been practicing the language. So maybe if I've been learning about clothes, then one of the categories would be clothes. Or if I want to review food, then the category is food. And another thing that I do with French sometimes is that I don't make it be a specific letter. I just kind of say whatever vocabulary comes up. So it's more of a, how many words can I think of in this category instead of thinking of just one word with that specific starting letter. So yeah. That's about it. I don't have a lot to say about Scattergories, but let me give you a couple more categories and you can see how you do with thinking of your own answers. So let's go with, I'm just going to look around the room. And since I don't have the dice that gives us the letters, I'm just going to choose something in the room, and whatever that starting letter is the letter that you get to use. So I see the clock in front of me. So it'll be the letter C. And the category is things that have spots. So can you think of anything starting with the letter C that has spots? Let me know in the comments. And remember, if you want to play a live round of Scattergories, come and join us in July. All right. I can't wait to hear read your answers for things that have spots starting with the letter C. Happy Scattergoring. It's not really a word.